Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the driveway. In the last episode with the Volkswagen Phaeton W12, we got it cleaned up, we got it detailed inside and out, and we got it driving. It's in a pretty good spot right now where it can be driven. I've gotten it to a point where it is pretty obvious what it is and where it is and what it needs. I think it's savable, but here in Kansas, there aren't Phaetons in junkyards. There might be one Phaeton in junkyard. We're gonna go check that out later today if we get the rest of this stuff done by the time the sun goes down, but without a local part supply, it's pretty beyond reason to fix these cars up. So someone in a bigger city or someone with a lot more time on their hands and a lot fewer projects in their life. But today, we're gonna do what I said I was gonna do as soon as I got this. We're going to remove a part and we're gonna install a part. And the part that we're installing is these Black Moon lowering links, and the part that we're removing is the exhaust, because it's a 12-cylinder. You gotta. Car is in air. Look at the front suspension on this thing. This upper control arm arrangement is super cool. Looks like I don't think those are rubber. I think those are sealed spherical ends or ball joints in there. And this is what's called a virtual ball joint setup. So you've got 4 pivot points here. So when this turns, the whole assembly will move forward and back slightly and pivot around a point that is somewhere out here. And what that does is mean that you get the effect of your pivot point being closer to the center of the tire, which reduces bump steer, scrub, and all of that sort of thing. Audi, I think, is one of the only companies to do it on the upper control arms like this. BMW does it on the bottoms, but then they have McPherson struts. So this is technically, from a kinematics standpoint, a better setup, and it's super cool. And all the suspension is pretty dang good. There is a lower trailing arms that are bad. It is so windy. Oh my gosh, I hate it. There's a lower control arm that's bad, but there's not like any massively shot suspension. Anyway, our lowering links go up under here. There you can see the sensor for it. There's one on each corner. I'll need to do some thinking to remember if we need to make the new links longer or shorter to lower the car. These cars actually sit higher than they're supposed to from the factory. In the US, they're 10 millimeters higher than their European counterparts because our parking stops are taller and they don't want people to destroy the front bumper on parking stops, which makes sense. So you can actually recode the air suspension system to the European designation to get 10 millimeters lower, and they look a lot better. But I want to be noticeably low because I'm going to Cars and Coffee tomorrow, and I want a slammed, loud Volkswagen Phaeton. And then back here, there is a factory slip joint. Where is it? Right there. And the exhaust comes apart there, and that removes the center muffler, and the rear mufflers is one piece. Those just come out with a few bolts, and then we get to hear W12 noises. And I gotta figure out how these links come off without breaking the level senders like every BMW ever. These are the lowering links themselves. Unfortunately, they're not adjustable without removing them because this is just a piece of all thread in the middle. It's not you know, one of these sides is reverse threaded and the other side isn't, so you can just spin the middle to lengthen or shorten. You have to actually undo one side from the car and then spin it outer end, which is kind of frustrating, not gonna lie, because I feel like I'm gonna be doing a bit of fine tuning to this to figure out where I want it to set. So the instructions for these are all absolutely terrible. They want you to pop these off the ball joints, which probably fine where it goes to the control arm, but there is no way I'm gonna try and pop that off of the ball joint on that plastic arm. So got some tools here. So I got some tools here, some really long reach pliers, 8 and 10, and we're just gonna get those off real quick. And then, I don't know why these weren't like Heim joints with nuts and bolts, but you actually gotta take the studs out of the stock arms. There we go. There we go. And then this is where the instructions really don't exist for these. They're kind of just draw the rest of the owl. You actually have to take these clips out. I thought these were just spring-loaded clips. I actually mangled one of them, but clip comes around and then pulls out, and then goes our ball joint. It actually snaps in quite positively and then gets retained by this guy. Kind of fiddly, if I'm honest. And this one is bent, which makes it extra fun. So because I'm really organized, I completely forgot to grab a tape measure and actually measure the height of the front and the rear, but the rear was sitting about an inch higher than the front, even after putting on these lowering links shortened as far as they'll go. So I wonder if maybe these sensors read backwards. So now I'm lengthening each side 5 turns, and then we'll see if the rear sits any different than it was, except I don't have actual numbers for that, so I'm just gonna guess. And then I don't know what to do about this exhaust. This all looks kind of horrible. Where is it even? Where is it even? Oh my gosh, you can't even see it. It's up in there somewhere. I wonder if I can just pull it out of the rubber bit just to get it out. It's annoying because removing the bumper also involves like removing the taillights and everything, so that is just not gonna happen. So it turns out the problem was I think I had the leveling sensor flipped around the wrong way, and I'll show you what the right way is once I get this back in the air. But 28 inches, 27, so still a little high in the back, but I don't know. I can't go any lower in the back with the links because then the sensor doesn't really support it. That looks all right though. I actually think the wheel arches are also different heights, so that might have something to do with it. Now to take a look at this exhaust a little more critically. So there's how the link goes on. There's how this bottom plate is arranged relative to everything else that goes like that. The link itself faces that direction. You can see how this arm is about to overextend, so I can't make that link any shorter, so we're just gonna let it sit how it may. Now to make it louder, ideally, we're gonna have this back resonator. If we like cut it, we're gonna have the back resonator. I saw some videos where the guy took all of this off, but doing that seems to require dropping my beautifully conditioned rear bumper, which is super good. What I'm thinking of doing, just to let the V12 sing, is cut a slot in each of these straight sections of exhaust tube, maybe here and here, which will bypass these rear back boxes at least, and it can easily be patched with one of those, you know, pieces of sheet metal with hose clamps, sort of like these. So I might get out my grindy wheel and completely ruin this car in the name of being a F-spotter, I guess. F-spot? F-spotter? I think it's F-spot. Well, thanks to the bumper being all smashed up on this side, I was able to reach in with a swivel socket. Daniel's having no such luck. Yeah, this is rough. It's just your arm disappearing into the fucking nether.
I need a locking.
Yeah, locking head.
Flex heads. Wrench.
We all need some locking head. Yeah, that'll work. I throw a couple hose clamps around it when I get home. It'll still bounce around, but you know, that's hilarious. Mufflers gone, turn downs installed. Honestly, this is the perfect amount of jank for what has been accomplished here. We've got plumbing strap as a hanger. I'm sure those aren't gonna weeble wobble and clank into things. I mean, good thing there's nothing important back here that they could hit. Oh, I guess they actually cannot physically hit the drive shaft. Oh, that ruins that joke. Okay, so we've got cats. And yep, that's it. Literally just cats. So in my book, that counts as straight piped because cat deletes are stupid. And we have turn down so that we don't melt anything important back here. Not that there's anything important back here, just this incredibly expensive computer controlled limited slip differential. But hopefully this sounds as good as the one YouTube video that I found that actually has a Phaeton with this setup on it. And by this setup, I mean a guy had it on jack stands and he took a video of him revving it with the exhaust off. Anyway, on the ground it goes. Greetings!
Hi!
You showed up for the fun part.
Do we get to hear W12 noises?
Yes, we do.
Oh, you took... Oh my god.
I took all of the exhaust
You
off.
took all of it off!
It is
Hell yes.
It is a cat and then 2 turn downs.
You haven't listened to it yet, have you?
We just started it for the first time.
I smell it.
Yeah, yeah. It smells more than it probably should.
Famous kitty words.
That still doesn't work. I don't know why.
Wait, it does a clicky?
Yeah. It's a button.
What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know why.
What the hell?
Oh, maybe it's because I don't have the key in my pocket. Is it that one?
I forgot about those forged aluminum.
I love...
Yeah.
I love how so over-engineered
The incredibly over the top.
the trunk hinges are.
So this one, the pivot goes through into the fender, and there's another lever back here, and then that's what the ram acts on.
That's insane.
So the ram and stuff is completely hidden, and each side has an independent pump and reservoir, and they are completely wrapped in sound insulating foam, so that you not be bothered with the indignity of hearing your trunk open.
There is an engineer somewhere that is so proud of
And
this.
they don't look like castings to me either. They
Yeah.
look like forgings.
Yeah.
I think they're castings that have been bead blasted or media blasted
Well,
for this finish. Yeah, they've got casting marks, but
Forgings still have gold lines on them.
Yeah.
it's really
So
So I believe it was a French bicycle company that was actually subcontracted to make this, like a really high-end bike company.
that really tracks.
They're pretty
How do you know that?
because these are one of the most famous aspects of this car, and I looked it up. I googled.
How come the Continental didn't get this? They got crappy plastic gears, but the Phaeton got...
Yeah, the Phaeton got more engineering put into it than the Continental. The Continental doesn't have cooled seats either.
what's his name? Piek, right?
Yeah, Ferdinand Piek, who is
Yeah.
rolling over in his grave at what we just did to his exhaust system. It's like I said earlier, I was like, yeah, we made the automobile so that it drives 200 kilometers per hour.
Oh, you didn't just cut
Silently.
it. You like cut it and then...
No,
It's all, is it all piped?
we were gonna build an exhaust,
Yeah.
but we didn't. So these
Well, I have
are
exhaust.
these
I
are-
have tubing.
these are factory cut lines. Like that is where you're supposed to cut this exhaust if the muffler requires replacement, because this is all one piece here.
What the hell?
Do you see our turn downs?
I love that.
I think they're gonna stay like that.
Yeah.
I don't think anything more need be done.
I love the giant CPU heatsink on the diff.
Your linkages for the suspension?
Yes.
Oh, good.
I think what was wrong was the sensor on this side is kind of ambiguous which way the actual sensing lever goes, and I think I had it flipped around the wrong way because no matter what I did with the linkage length, it sat at 29 inches, and now it sits at like 28, 27 and a half or something in the rear, which matches the front.
My linkage is also ambiguous.
The ambiguous linkages is the name of my pop punk band. Anyway,
It's like French.
You know,
Ska,
is there room in your
jazz fusion.
Outback to put this? Because I don't think that's going to fit in here, but it will fit in your Outback, and then we can take it back to my house.
We can fit it out back, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
It runs so good. And it sounds good.
Wow, and there's like no drone. I mean, you can hear it, but it's not like...
Yeah, that's
Worst.
probably just it bouncing off the pavement.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah.
Fuel consumption 9.
There's so much legroom.
What is this, an Xterra?
Like, there's almost too much legroom.
Yeah?
I mean, like, I don't know where I should put.
I don't know where to put my legs.
Like, I have all these options.
You have a footrest.
to get comfortable. And I feel like I shouldn't have shoes on.
Yeah, you don't... oh yeah, it doesn't have reclining seats in the back. You didn't get that option.
It should. Okay, we're in sport mode now.
Oh yeah?
Sport suspension and sport transmission.
Very sporty.
Did the owners of these buy them to be back here?
I don't know.
Probably.
S-Class, I mean, that's kind of the idea with like S-Classes.
Yeah, like the long wheelbase.
Yeah.
Like the 221, 222s. Yeah.
It is kind of.
This might be the coolest car you've ever owned, Jake.
Wow.
This is designed to just cruise at triple digits. Also, I'm getting a massage
Are you?
at the moment, yes.
Can I also have an massage?
Button over there, it's below the like knob for lumbar and stuff.
Bro, the glass is double. 2 panes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never tried those window regulators.
I have done a bad thing.
Does it not go up?
No.
Oh.
Oh, there it goes. Okay.
All right. We don't touch those apparently.
Yeah.
It's
Actually, I think is what it did is
It's an old German car.
I don't
You
think
don't
it's-
touch the windows.
I don't think it's broke. I think it did the current limiting thing for auto up because they're tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one would go up a bit and then go back down. So I think they all need greased.
That's what this one just did.
I am also getting an massage. Hey, my ex-wife wrecked her car right here at this intersection.
Wow.
Wait, did the footrest?
They just float.
Yeah. It's that European car thing where they just.
I can also have footrest? Sucker. It's mine now.
There's CDs back here to update your BMW nav system.
CD.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Hey Jake, when you scrap this, I want one of these seats.
I know.
Can we apply power to it and make them work?
I really want to find a set of like nice black front seats.
Yeah. I've leaned back so far that my seatbelt.
Oh, we just hit 86,000 miles.
Oh my gosh.
This is Cars and Coffee Time, except it's not. It's called Cars and Cockpits because my friend Rob changed the name after a Nissan Altima was trying to do hogwalla bullshit and wrecked, getting the actual Cars and Coffee canceled. So here we are. Thought I'd take the Phaeton and show off PX Masterpiece. Also, yesterday evening, I just returned from Texas with my dream project car, which means I need to clear room. This and unfortunately the Insight are gonna have to go. I'm very sad about both of them, especially with how much work I put into the Insight. I haven't put as much work into this as I have that car, but still quite a bit. And this thing's a very special experience, and I think it's gone from junkyard fodder to drivable project car. So I'm gonna toss a sign up and see if anyone texts me about it. See if they want to pick up the flag and continue on. And hopefully this exhaust attracts a crowd. We'll see. Oh, those are some upset looking clouds. You know the drill. The ventilated seat is on, the cruise control is set, and the massage is running. So this will be a pleasant drive, hopefully, if it doesn't rain. Also, this is supposed to be the fly-in, so there's supposed to be a bunch of airplanes here, but in this weather, might put a bit of a damper on things. Huh. I was gonna get the boat out later as well, hopefully, maybe. I don't know. This just kind of shoots Saturday right in the foot. That was lightning. I don't think there's going to be many planes when there's lightning. I have my doubts. These wipers are amazing, though. My goodness. Time for the wettest possible 0 to 60. God, the road's gonna be flooded up here. The airport. Oh shit. Hey, look. I called that. Oh. Oh my. That is river status. Cool. Yeah. Cool. Hey buddy, your pond's over full slightly. Rob, it's raining on your literal parade. Nice truck though. misfits was kind of a bust, as much as I was wanting to kind of cruise through and make people wonder what the hell they were hearing. But I still got to do what I really wanted to with this car, which was make it sound like a Lamborghini and make it look less like a monster truck. So now, unfortunately, the time has come to say goodbye, as I'm being chauffeured around in the backseat of it by the new owner, who's actually a local mechanic here in Wichita. So hopefully he'll be able to pick this project up and keep it going. I'm just enjoying some massaging seats and sunshades, which are a really underrated feature. I actually never quite understood these before, but this is nice. I mean, nowadays you can just get ceramic tint, but it's like ceramic tint you can play with. Delightful. Jeeves, step on it.